What is going on, everybody? Welcome into TTP Sports and the Flyers. They get back in the win column. They beat the Islanders in a shootout, 4-3. And this by no means was a pretty game. It was definitely not pretty whatsoever. Flyers, they go down in this game. In the first period, they go down 2-0 actually. They fight their way back to tie it. Islanders take the lead again basically instantly. But then the Flyers manage to tie it in that third period. Then you go to the overtime. You can't score there. Sam Ersson with some huge saves in that OT. And you go to a shootout. You find a way to get a win. Zegras with a goal in the shootout. Michkov with a goal in the shootout. Sam Ersson with a couple of saves. And that leads you to a win. Trevor Zegras was fantastic in today's game. He basically resulted in all of the Flyers' goals. He had 3 points tonight. 2 goals and an assist, which was a beauty of an assist to Christian Dvorak to get the Flyers' first goal in that second period, where the Flyers' second line, the Flyers' line of Zegras, Dvorak, and Michkov, they definitely were active in today's game in terms of producing offensively. Trevor Zegras, especially Dvorak with the goal. All three of those guys, Michkov, Zegras, and Dvorak, contributed on the Flyers' first goal. A little bit of a give and go with Michkov and Dvorak entering the Islanders' zone. Michkov goes cross-crease on the blue line to Zegras, and as Dvorak is driving the net, Zegras just lasers one right to him, getting Sorokin the move for the Islanders in net, and Dvorak just pots it into the open net backhander. That gets the Flyers on the board. But overall, I would say the first goal the Flyers allowed was on the power play. Shorthanded for the Islanders. Matvei Michkov makes a very dangerous pass to Owen Tippett in double coverage, which did not result well. It resulted in a turnover. Islanders go the other way. Holmstrom scores on the shorthander. Also would like a save from Sam Ersson in that predicament as well. Islanders go up 1-0. Then you get a goal thanks to the puck going off of the referee, where the Flyers can't recover from that. And then the Islanders manage to pot one home as well on Anthony Duclair. Gives them a 2-0 lead. But then you get that goal by Dvorak. Trevor Zegras gets a goal early in that third period to tie the game up at 2. Nice little give and go from him and Dvorak. Dvorak forechecking in the offensive zone. Finds a way to get a pass back to Trevor Zegras, who is basically all by himself in front of the net. And he just buries it. His first goal as a Flyer. Then he gets Siplikov off of, I'm assuming, a deflection from the point. And gives the Islanders the lead basically right back. The Islanders controlled a lot in the Flyers zone in today's game. Like I said, today's game was not pretty whatsoever. But then Trevor Zegras on the Flyers power play halfway into that third period. Really couldn't tell who the goal was originally because it was a net mouth scramble. The puck was loose the entire time. No one knew if it was Noah Cates' goal because he was the one that looked like touched the puck possibly to poke it into the net. But then when you look at the replay, the puck looked like across the line before Cates touched it, and then Cates on the celebration pointed right to Zegras, so I'm assuming that means it's Zegras' goal, but it doesn't really matter. It's a power play goal. Game is tied, and that's basically where the rest of regulation would end. The Flyers would get a couple chances. They actually did have a very crazy chance with like 5 seconds left. Abels forechecking in the offensive zone, finds a way to come up with the puck, and almost made a brilliant pass to halfway that was forechecking in there, and it just got deflected off the shot by halfway, and it went to the boards, and that went into overtime. But this game definitely was, I guess you can say, a lot of the same we've seen from Flyers hockey. There was a lot of boringness. There wasn't a real lot of entertainment, I guess you can say. The first period definitely is a lot left to be desired. Even though the Flyers led in shots, they were out shooting the Islanders basically the entire game. But something just looked off. Something just didn't look right. And it all factors into that Michkov turnover on the power play that led to the shorthanded goal, which was just very annoying at that point because it's like, Michkov, you can't make that pass. And that just leads to the same conversation with this power play. They're just way too passive. They don't shoot enough on the power play, and that was also just a prime example of Michkov. Right now, he's probably not even in shoot mode because of how much he's not scoring. So it's a mental mistake. Went the other way, and it went into the back of your net. Thankfully, Rick Tocchet didn't bench him, which I didn't expect to do him at that point. But Michkov eventually gets a point on the Dvorak goal, which was that brilliant pass by Trevor Zegras. And Trevor Zegras really showed up in today's game, even though he's been the least of the Flyers' concerns because he's basically been getting assists in every game at this rate. But now he gets his first 2 goals in a Flyers uniform. He gets one of the goals in the shootout, which was just, dude was taking all the time in the world to get down to the net and just made it look too easy. Just went 5-hole on Sorokin to give you that first shootout goal. And then same thing with Michkov with the game winner in the shootout. Just went 5-hole, picked his spot, and just buried it. So I do like Tocchet giving Michkov that opportunity in the shootout, and Michkov rewarded Tocchet for that decision. Overtime, though. Overtime definitely was, I wouldn't say entertaining. There was a lot of puck possession, but there really wasn't a lot of chances, I guess you can say. Sam Ersson, actually, the one dangerous chance was off of a very stupid turnover by Travis Konechny. And I think Travis Konechny for tonight was the worst Flyer on the ice. He was just completely lost. He's been lost basically at every game besides that one game where he scored the goal. He does not look good. He does not look good whatsoever. He just does not look the same with the puck. He doesn't look like he has any confidence out there. He's not making any confidence with his passes either. And that one turnover that he had in overtime almost led to a game-winning goal by the New York Islanders if it wasn't for fucking Sam Ersson just spreading across one-armed and just robbing the Islanders of a game winner right there. So that was the biggest save, I think, in Sam Ersson's life. Sam Ersson definitely did step up when the game was 3-3. He did make a huge save off of a one-timer as well in the third period when the game was tied 3-3, and he made some of those huge saves in overtime to keep the game going, and he was really the only reason why the game went to a shootout. Yes, Sam Ersson, the goal that he allowed, the first goal by the Islanders, definitely something that he shouldn't allow. Second goal, it's just you don't have the confidence when you watch Sam Ersson at net because you just think that, oh God, what soft goal is he going to allow today? But in the overtime, he definitely did step up. He 100% stepped up in that overtime, and that was very huge. Then you go to that shootout. He got completely his ankles broken on the second goal, I believe, by Holmstrom, but he was rock solid in the shootout nonetheless, and he got you the win there. That save that he made in the overtime, probably the best save that I've ever seen in Sam Ersson's life. Probably. It was an unreal save. It was a fantastic save. Really stupid turnover by Travis Konechny, though. Really stupid turnover. But sometimes your goaltender has to make up for the forward's mistakes. Thankfully, Sam Ersson did it that time. And that's probably what led you to a win tonight, or today. I keep saying tonight, but it was today. It was a 12:30 game. It's 4 o'clock right now, so it's afternoon, so it was today. But very nice. It was very nice. Very nice seeing Trevor Zegras do what he did tonight, or today, because he was very good, and he's been very good basically the entire year for the Flyers. So that was always nice to see. In terms of the shots were even 26-26. Flyers got the one power play goal. They killed off the 2 penalties that they had in today's game. It definitely was. The Islanders definitely had a lot better of the play in the second period. They outshot the Flyers 13-8 right there. Flyers outshot the Islanders 9-5 in the third. And then the Islanders had the bulk of the chances in the overtime, especially with that insane save by Sam Ersson. So like I said, he was really the only reason why the game went to a shootout regardless, and good for him. He definitely needed a game like that where he stepped up, even though he did allow a goal that he shouldn't have allowed in the beginning of the game on the shorthanded goal, even though it was a very bad turnover by Matvei Michkov. Good for him. Good for him. And I want to see after this game with the Trevor Zegras points. Yeah, he has 8 points in 8 games now. 2 goals, 6 assists. He's tied with Sean Couturier for the team lead. Trevor Zegras, he's also a +5. He's been very good. He's been very good for this team. And I've like certain people I see on Twitter that say, oh, Trevor Zegras really hasn't been that impressive. I could see why some people complain about him, blah, 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 blah. Trevor Zegras has been fine. He's been perfectly fine. He's got 8 points in 8 games. He's a +5, man. I don't know why we're complaining about Trevor Zegras. We got more things to complain about right now. It's nice to see that Michkov did get a point in today's game, so hopefully, and also maybe that Tocchet giving him that shootout chance, maybe that just gets him a little bit of confidence right there. He did see ice in overtime for 1 shift, and really nothing happened there because the Flyers, I don't think, had much possession at that point. I think they had a chance in the offensive zone with Michkov there, but I think one of his line mates turned the puck over, if I wasn't mistaken. I think it was Forster, or it was one of the defensemen at that point that turned the puck over in that instance. It could have been that case. Other guys that I noticed from today's game, the Noah Cates line is still good as always. Defensively, some of the defensemen, Cam York had a rough night today. Drysdale actually made some very good defensive plays in this game, so there's something that's standing out. A lot of the analytical people are saying Drysdale has been one of the best defensemen, like defensive defensemen for the Flyers, which is very shocking because you think Drysdale would have a little bit more offense to his game, but apparently analytically he's been one of the Flyers' like better defensive defenders, you know what I mean? So it's definitely interesting if you look at it from that standpoint. And also Trevor Zegras, he's been one of the better forwards at 5-on-5 for the Flyers. And there's also a stat right here that happened before the game, or it happened, like, I think after the first period, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's from Alexander Appleyard. The Flyers arguably have the best team in the NHL defensively to start the season, but have probably been one of the worst 5 teams offensively. 21.49 shots for per 60 at 5v5. No team has ever gone through a full season with, over the last 20 years with under 22.5 shots, I'm assuming per 60, other than the Buffalo Sabres in 2014-15 where they were the worst. Oh, God. That's definitely not good. They definitely are a team that refuses to shoot the puck. I think that's what you see reflected in a lot of the games. They don't like shooting the puck for some reason. They're very hesitant to shoot the puck. It's very crazy. It's very weird, especially on the power play. They got to get more into a shooting mentality. I think that really bodes into why Travis Konechny is struggling so much, why Michkov is struggling so much. Those guys aren't shooting the puck, and they don't look confident out there. And I think that makes sense. It definitely does make sense. But yeah, overall, it wasn't a pretty game, without a doubt. But they did find a way to get a win, which is important at the end of the day. I do love what I see from Trevor Zegras. And I'm also seeing something here on overtime. Jamie Drysdale did make a really good play in the 3-on-3. Made some really good defensive plays on Schaefer and Bo Horvat, like forcing them to lose the puck and put it into the corner. So, yeah, Drysdale has made some very good plays defensively now that I'm seeing it. So, yeah, good for him. Good for him. Tonight is definitely going to be today's going to be one of the more shorter recaps just because my neighborhood decides to do their trick-or-treating a week, the Saturday before Halloween always. So everybody's outside right now. So I'm going to wrap this up. We do got a voicemail here on the Anytime Hotline. Then I'm going to wrap it up, go outside, hang with the family and all of that stuff, and just enjoy the rest of the day. Will there be a Sixers recap later tonight? We'll see how that goes. We also have the Eagles tomorrow afternoon as well against the Giants, so we'll see how everything goes. But there's also been some interesting things with, like, news around Philadelphia sports now with, like, the Phillies, Bryce Harper clapping back at with this whole Dave Dombrowski thing, making it look 20 billion times worse than it is because Bryce sounds like he's just really complaining right now, which is not a good thing. But I digress. Let's get to the voicemail line. We'll wrap it up, and we'll go from there. What's Sean got to say?
My first Flyers call of the year and a hard-fought victory for the Fly guys today. I mean, they had no puck luck early. I mean, you had the puck for the Islanders' second goal bounce off the referee's skate. I mean, a nice tip by Siplikov, but that was kind of a fluky goal too. And then you overcame the too many men on the ice penalty in overtime. But
oh yeah, that's also something that I wanted to point out. It was on the turnover by Travis Konechny too. That should have been too many men on the ice for the Islanders. So yeah, that definitely is something I forgot about there. It's still a very bad turnover by Konechny, but the Islanders should have been called for too many men on the ice. That is something I forgot. Thank you for pointing that out.
I gotta say this, probably for the first time ever in Flyers history as a fan, you don't really fear the shootouts anymore because you know that you have Zegras on your side. I mean, that guy is pretty much automatic what he does in the shootouts, so you know you've got a goal there. And Ersson's pretty good when he's facing the shots in the shootout. So, big win for the Flyers. You came away with 2 points. You know, I know it's early in the year, but if you truly want to talk playoffs, even at this point, you got to get 2 points in this homestand. I mean, it's the long homestand early in the year. You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah. And if you're just looking at the upcoming schedule right now, because they do still have a lot of home games coming up. This is like I believe this was a 5-game homestand if I'm not mistaken. They had a lot of home games early in the season. They've only played 3 games on the road. So October and early November are just very heavy with home games. I don't know what the fuck the scheduler makers decided on that for. So you got this game with the Islanders, obviously, that you won. You have Tuesday at 6 o'clock at home against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Then you have October 30th at 7 o'clock against the Nashville Predators. You have November 1st, a Saturday at 7 o'clock against Toronto. That'll be a tough game. And then you have one of the worst teams in the NHL right now on November 2nd, which is a back-to-back home game against the Calgary Flames. So, and then you finally go back on the road against Montreal and Nashville. And then you get mixed in some days off. You have a home game against Ottawa on the 8th. Then you have 3 days off. Home game on a Wednesday against the Oilers. Then you have a back-to-back road game with St. Louis and Dallas. You have 4 days off after that. So you're definitely playing more road games as the month goes on. But, like, look at this as well. December, you have a 6-game homestand, it looks like, right there after Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's a 6-game homestand. Like, what the fuck is with these homestands right now? And then basically the rest of December, besides one day, every game is on the road. So it's just like the scheduling is crazy right now. And then eventually, like, you get that 2-week break in February for the Olympics and all that crap. Even though now they're not doing the Olympic send-off, they're doing the All-Star game now, which is crazy. So it's a lot of weird things. A lot of weird things. But yeah, good for the Flyers to get a win right here. And if we just want to look at the standings just to see where the Flyers rank right now, they are outside the wild card standings. They are tied with the New York Islanders at 9 points apiece. They're both 4-3-1. And then just on some of the other teams on the outside looking in, the Florida Panthers, they're 8 points on the season. The Rangers, they're 8 points on the season. The Maple Leafs, they're 7 points on the season. They're below 500. The Senators, they're below 500. The Blue Jackets, they're below 500. Boston's 3-6. Tampa Bay is 1-4-2. That's crazy to be witness right now. Pittsburgh 6-2. Nobody fucking expected that. The Hurricanes, they're 6-1. The Devils, they're 7-1. I believe they're on a 7-game winning streak right now. So yeah, they're in the Capitals. They're 6-2 in the first wild card spot. So yeah, it's crazy. Buffalo's fucking in a wild card spot. They're in a 3rd place spot. Holy shit. Holy shit. And in terms of like who are the worst teams in the league right now, Calgary. Calgary is the worst team in the league. They're 1-7-1. They have 3 points on the season. San Jose, the 2nd worst team. Tampa, the 3rd. Boston, the 4th. And then, even though it's still way too early to even discuss things like that, but it's just like interesting to look at. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So just looking at Twitter just to see if there's anything else. No, don't think there is. Don't think there is. So we will end it here, folks. I do appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. We might have a Sixers recap tonight, just depending on how the game goes and how everybody looks. It is the home opener tonight, so it definitely isn't a very important thing right there. So hopefully Maxey and Edgecombe have another good game, and hopefully Embiid can bounce back from the season opener. So we'll see where everything goes right there. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service as well. And use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Appreciate you all. Going to go outside and watch the people Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving. Fucking trick-or-treating. Jesus Christ. I'm skipping the entire month here. It's crazy. It's a crazy day. It's a crazy day. So, thanks, guys. I'll see you next